Garvey little portable air conditioner that just rolls around on casters wherever you want it to. And I just put this outlet hose on it. It's a corrugated expansion thing that extends here, and what it does is it goes from the back of the air conditioner here, and this just slides on from here. I just put it here and then just went shoot and just slid that on there, and then this other end here goes out the window to vent out the hot air. There's a dog right there wondering what I am doing. But anyway, they sent this to us so we could show it to you. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting it together and getting it positioned in the house. We're going to put it here in this window to vent out. And what we'll do is we'll have this open the width of that plastic frame that holds the hose that vents out and stuff. And so we'll put that in here, we'll position that in there, and then we'll scooch this over as far as it'll go to block this off right here, and then that way it can vent out, and then that hose will just go over here to the air conditioner, which will be down there. So anyway, we're going to show you that here in a sec. Okay, so this is the frame that goes into the window there, and there's the little hole for where the vent hose goes. And basically you just got these two little pieces of plastic that slide in and out for whatever height or width. If you're going to put it wideways, if you have a window that opens up and down, then you're going to put it wideways across the bottom. If you have a window that opens horizontally like we do, left to right or right to left or whatever, you're going to put it vertically, and this will go in the gap there. But anyway, you can size this to whatever length you want it to go and stuff, so that's going to be really handy. And they sent these two little pins that are going to hold this in position wherever you need it. You can see there's little holes here that those pins are going to go through, and then you got these little holes in the interior piece to hold it at whatever length that you need it at, based on almost fell off the counter there, based on your window size. So that is cotton rope stuff, and what we're going to do is we've done it over here already. You can see there's this cotton rope in here that's going to just give it a tighter seal when I put this plastic frame up against there. Get that into position there and show you that it'll just hold that in there and make sure that it's sealed up better right there up against that edge, so that there's no gapping or anything there. And then we'll do the same thing on this edge between here and this window here, so that there's no gap there, so that it'll just seal up really nicely there with that cotton. So that'll be good. Okay, so they included two of these little plastic pins here, and what they do is they go in here. Right there. There's a little hole on the outside frame, and you can see a bunch of holes on the interior frame, and you just pop that little dowel thing right through that little hole there, and it just kind of holds the two pieces in the length that you need it to be to go up to the top of the window frame and stuff. So that's where we're gonna pop it in there, right there. Okay, you can see I popped it in right there, and it went through both layers there. So it's through this hole on the outside and then through the hole in the middle, the interior piece there. So that's there, and then it's going to go from the bottom in the track right there all the way up into the upper track, and then this window here is just going to shut up against it. And like I said, I'm going to put some cotton round in there to kind of seal up that little gap right there, which is a teeny tiny little gap, but when you're trying to keep the Arizona heat out, then of course you want that sealed up. Okay, so we got this accordion hose here, and this is the end that goes and vents out the heat out that little hole there in the frame there. So I'm going to attach this into this circle here, and this basically just clips with these little clippy clips right there into around the edge of that circled opening there. Okay, so that just snapped in there really easily. I kind of opened the window up so I could put one hand behind the frame there to hold it in place, and good thing I didn't put the cotton in there yet. But anyway, so that just snapped in there very nicely and stuff, and then you can see it just accordions out over here to the air conditioner. We don't have it plugged in or turned on or anything yet. We're still just getting it set up, but ta-da, that's working pretty good. Okay, on this side I left the cotton out a little bit so that there's a little bit of a gap there. I could just tuck that in there, but yeah, you can see that it's sticking out on this side a little bit more than in between the window there, because it was fatter and it wanted to move when I was closing the window. So anyway, that's going to do a better job of sealing it up there, and I can squish that closed a little bit better. So yeah, how about that? That's pretty good. Got it all set up and plugged in and everything, and you can see here on the top you got your power button, and then you got your mode, you got cool, you got dehumidify, you got fan, you got, this is your temperature up and down. Well, on fan, I don't know about on fan, but on cool it was. Let's see, there's your, you can make it go up and down there. This button here is for high and low on your fan, for your cooling, and then this is your sleep mode there, and then there's also a remote control that's over out on the porch still, but it's got really nice big airflow area right here. It's got the filters down here for the airflow. You take those out and clean those periodically. Depends on how dusty your environment is. There's a drain hose outlet down there on the bottom. There's another filter right there. That's where it connects up behind this outlet hose that takes the heat outside. You got it outside the window there, and then here behind the window we got that little frame thing that hose is in, and it's going up there so that this is all closed off so we don't have all that heat coming in there. So yeah, pretty cool. Got it all set up, and looks like it's going to work beautifully here. This is the hot side of the house because this is the southwest facing side, and so this is going to be a really good place to put this because this is the room that heats up the most in the middle of the day. So yeah, pretty cool. And like I said, you got different temperatures, you got different modes, you got your power button, you can just turn it completely off. It's not too terribly loud actually, which I'm impressed with that. Yeah. So yeah, good stuff. Thanks for sending that. That is going to be super handy.